Many poultry farmers in Kenya rear chicken birds for egg production on large scale or small scale. By the end of each production process, poultry farmers always have a smile on their faces when collecting trays of eggs ready to be dispatched to the market. Despite the massive production on the farm, one of the main challenges poultry farmers have to cope with is the low egg prices. This is due to high feed prices and cheap eggs import from neighboring countries such as Uganda. To curb this challenge, adding value to eggs is a good option for farmers who want to beat the low prices. Freedom Mwendwa is one of the pioneers in Kenya to pasteurize eggs, which increase the eggs to a shelf life of 15 months. From a small shop set up within the outskirts of Juja town, one might think that the business in this place has less input and less production profits. But for Frida, it is a passion working hand in hand with her husband.
I am a mechanical engineer by profession. I studied at JKUAT and I've worked with various companies in the vehicle industry and also in the production industry, where we did a lot of food processing, converting food from the raw materials into our finished products and packing it well and taking it to the customers. And it is from there that I got my passion for food and getting to learn different ways that food can be enjoyed. And as I was at home relaxing, I came across a channel where they were using a product that I did not find here in the country, and I researched a lot about it. And that's when after researching, I found that it would cost me a lot of money to begin the process of doing pasteurized liquid eggs.
With a background from engineering, the road to food processing was a journey Frida was passionate to undertake. To start the egg pasteurization business, Frida started by writing the process and submitting to Kenya Bureau of Standards for approvals in November 2018. She was lucky to get KEBS approved, which gave her a chance to start out the business.
How I got into this is through a lot of research. And once I got into it, I found that I would require about 33 million to have a full production on eggs, on liquid eggs. However, I didn't have the income, and the smallest budget the smallest line that I could find was 5 million. But I got an epiphany and realized and went back through, because I still wanted to really do this. I could not see it, and I've always wanted to be fast in the market. So I researched and found that all those other processes that are expensive, I could do them manually, and it's only the pasteurization process that I required a pasteurizer. And the pasteurizer that is used is similar to the one that is used in the milk industry. And I only needed to achieve a certain temperature and a certain time. And once I got into that, I found the first sample was did not pass the test, but the subsequent samples, I found out where I went wrong, and the subsequent samples were okay, and we were able to present it to the KEBS, and KEBS were able to give us the permits. There was a lot of guidelines and standards that we had to go through. They're called codex on eggs and eggs products that we had to go through and implement in the process. So we have critical control points at various points where we are producing this egg, and at these points there are things that we are looking at so that the product is safe when it is in liquid form. We do not want the salmonella that is in the egg to go into the human being. There are products that are in an animal or that are produced by animals that can be passed from the animal to the human being. And also, these can also be in other foods like meat, where we find that brucellosis can be passed, anthrax can be passed. So in eggs, it's the salmonella which can be passed, and you can get a disease called salmonellosis. So to kill that salmonella, we pass through this process. We want the farmers to to do their egg production in a safe way, that they are following good husbandry practices, that they are vaccinating their chicken against the salmonella and other pathogens, so that when the eggs come here, we have an easy process.
Being a career woman, Frida took a leap of faith into the business with the support from her husband, with whom they work hand in hand with in the egg pasteurization business. She quit her job as an engineer and leaped into the food processing industry, which she says has been a very good experience.
I'm usually very ambitious and very competitive. I like being number one. I don't like being number two. So I always want to come up with something brilliant. The Lord has blessed me so much that I'm able to think outside the box. If any of the bosses I worked with, they can attest to this, that I blew their minds when I did the projects. I've done several projects in organizations, and these were improvement projects that set either to improve an equipment to be as good as new, and we delivered that. We increased the productivity of that line, of those lines where we worked, or the equipment that we worked with. If it's studying people and making sure that they are working as efficiently, following obviously the ILO standards, we were able to do that. I was able to do that as an industrial engineer, and people were able to make their work to be made a lot easier using small tools that they could use to help them either fix an engine very fast. And all that made me have a mind that could think outside the box. And so when I came up with this egg, I saw these egg products. When I came up with it, I was very excited. I found that all these other industries, like milk, already has people who are in that industry. The coffee has it, the tea has it, but these other products, we are just sold eggs the way they are. Like you go to the market, you just get the fruit. The fruit can be made into a juice. That one is possible, but there's nothing in the egg industry. And so I wanted to introduce that. And I also love eggs. I eat a lot of eggs, sometimes maybe too much, but I've never had any reaction or a problem with the eggs. So I've also studied and found that there's the myth about cholesterol in eggs. It's just a myth. So eggs are very good for you. Just don't eat too much. Everything in moderation. Even water you take in moderation. Yeah. Even presenting this product to KEBS, I was 50-50. I had very little faith that it would pass. And I was praying every day. And I had a plan B. In case this fails, I had two other products I had given KEBS to look at. And when it passed, I was very happy that day, because now I was able to ascertain that this small process of mine is able to treat this product as safe as a big automated production.
Pasteurized eggs possess no nutritive health advantages over the raw eggs. The process, however, does protect the consumer from dangerous foodborne illnesses, most notably salmonellosis. Eating pasteurized eggs is recommended for young children, the elderly, and people with weakened immune system, so they can reduce the risk of contracting a salmonella infection.
Pasteurized liquid eggs are eggs that have been passed through a process called pasteurization and frozen, and when they are frozen, they are able to be, their shelf life is increased to 15 months, and refrigerated it's increased to 40 days. So they are 100% eggs. They can be used in various applications like ice cream making various spices. They can be used as a direct substitute to a fresh hen egg, where we use it in also cake decoration, use it as in our protein shakes for those that build their muscles.
Throughout her egg pasteurization business, Frida has had her shares of up and downs. Despite the mixed reception of positive and negative feedback to the pasteurized eggs, this did not stop her from carrying her vision to produce the egg.
Okay, I have had very positive and very negative responses. People are a bit cautious about the Kenyan food market right now, and some are a little bit hesitant to try a product that you're telling them now they can dispense their eggs from a bottle. And they were wondering, how isn't that egg, even if I leave my egg outside there overnight, they always get they start smelling, yeah? And it was telling them that you pass them through a pasteurization process. And they were asking me, if you try and heat an egg, it will become scrambled. I told them there's a way you control that heat and the time so that that egg doesn't go scrambled and it remains still in the liquid form. So there's a lot of education to be done on this. We've not really exhausted our education and marketing efforts. And the most positive comments came from the chefs and the people who have been in the egg industry, and they were saying that this is something we have been asking that comes. There's someone who owns a cooking school, and she wrote to me and told me, this is brilliant. I was wondering when this product will come into Kenya, and I would like to take a sample and see if it will work, because now she can use those eggs safely for her baking courses and show people how to use them. Because if you're going to make huge batches of cakes, you're a big cake industry, you don't have to break so many eggs to do it. You just dispense it from the bottles. So the reception has been both extreme negative, extreme positive. The chefs that have worked in other big hotels outside there, they've come to other big hotels in the country. They're saying they have not seen it, and they would be very happy to use it in their cooking because it will make their work easier.
Her greatest challenge in this venture was to get her facilities set up. Since she had to quit her job, she had to look for other means to create an investment capital into her business.
I had to come up with whatever. After leaving my job, I could no longer enjoy the salary comfort. Now I had to use my own ingenuity, and I had to bootstrap. So it's using the little income, and that's why possibly it has taken long to set up this, because now I would wait until our other business could give me some money to come now and put here. And so my financial issues have been a problem. And then now having the person making the equipment, like the pasteurizer, get me the right pasteurizer that will work for me. And also the connections, the electricity connections, because now it's consuming a little bit more heat. Having that stable, and now following the guidelines that have been set. Some of them I could not get one of the equipments that I'm supposed to get. I could not get it in the country, so I have to wait, get the income, and now ship it in to make my process easier. So those are the few challenges. However, the process as this is good enough.
For the pasteurization process, Frida uses eggs produced by the layers and kienyeji chicken.
They can be for the layers to get a cheaper product, for kienyeji to get a premium product. So you'll find that there are those who are very specific, that they want organic free-range eggs. And now those ones now will like the kienyeji eggs. For the birds that are, while they are organic free-range, the chicken are let to roam around, and you compare that egg to the layer egg, you find that this free-range, organic free-range egg is richer. Even the yolk is darker, and it's got more content in terms of nutrients than these other eggs, so it becomes a premium product. So any egg can be used.
For this business to be lucrative, one must have huge number of eggs to sustain the production. Frida has supported a lot of farmers within her working region and her other trusted sources.
I have a farmer in Kiserian, there's a farmer in Juja, and there are others in Thika. So I get them from farmers, and I have to find out that the farmer is practicing good husbandry practices, that they know what they are doing with the eggs. And you'll find that they will also advise you on the quality of the eggs, so that, because it's something that is new to me, so they will advise me, if you see an egg looking like this is not a good egg.
We are taking a short commercial break, but we'll be back with more on value addition.